Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, I'm Ben. Today I'm doing this video to tell you about Green Hell VR on PSVR 2. This you are seeing right now is the Quest version actually, but since the Quest version and the PSVR 2 version are the same, I'm doing this video to show you the difference between these two versions and the PC version. I already did the video about the PCVR version, but for now I suggest you to watch this video and then go to watch the one with the PCVR version. Why am I doing this video? Because there are so many differences between PCVR, Quest and the PSVR 2 version are not the same game, because the PC version is more complex, bigger. I'm not talking about the graphics, I'm talking about game mechanics and possibility for crafting, building and many more. Why I am here? Because I did the video about the PCVR version in the same point, and if you watched that video you already can see the difference, because we are in the same place, in the same spot, but the map is completely different. Now what I'm about to show you, one of the biggest difference is in what you can build in the PCVR version and in the Quest or PSVR 2 version. Here you have just the tools you can build, for example the stone axe, the bow, the spear and few other weapons and instruments, while in the PCVR version you can build very large number of tools and weapons, and overall you can already notice about the building structure, you have very few structures you can build and there are no frames, so you cannot build, for example, those huge buildings that I am realizing in the PCVR version. As you can see in the Quest and the PSVR 2 version, everything is more narrow, the map is way more little compared to the PCVR, and here in this exact spot I will try to do the same thing I did in the PSVR 2 version here in the Quest or PSVR 2 version. And first of all I will try to build a structure to save my game. So let's go. As you can see, this is one of the main difference about building, because in the Quest version I have to use my tool to put the long stick on the ground, and then for example I have to take rope and do this to merge the different parts, while in the PC version you have to simply get the item near the ghost and then release and it will place on its own. And actually I have to say I prefer this building mechanic compared to the PCVR. Another main difference is about how you build the different tool. For example, let's try to build an axe. Okay, so for example I get a stick here, and if I want to build a stone axe I have to press both triggers and merge together the two items and release, and I build my stone axe. While in the PC version you have to spawn the crafting table, put it on the ground, put the right items on the table, and then once you put the right items you will see the ghost. For example, in this case of the stone axe you have to simply grab the ghost and the tool will spawn in your hands. And even in this case I prefer these mechanics, so I prefer the mechanic in the standalone version. The problem is that in the standalone version there is a very small amount of items and tools you can build. You can do just one axe, one spear and one bow, and then few other items. Okay, now I have to collect some banana leaves. In this version of the game you have to take the banana leaves one by one and put it on the ghost, while in the PC version you can collect several leaves in the same time, up to 5 or 6 leaves together, and these makes the building faster. and this is the first structure I've built where I can save my game. To save my game, I simply have to click the trigger and then overwrite my game. Guess I need to sleep. I can sleep here. Yes. Okay. Time to wake up and let's see what else I can build. There is a bed, but I don't need because I have already one there and one here. Is the bamboo bed, but I don't have bamboo around here, so I cannot build. Then the water extractor. The extractor is very useful, but again I need bamboo long sticks and sticks, small shelter, bamboo water filter, bamboo dryer, bamboo smoker. And as you can see, only by building these two elements, I've almost covered all the space available. While if you see the video about the PC version, you can see that I can build so many more buildings in the same spot. There's another very important difference about the standalone or PSVR 2 version compared to the PC version, which is about exploration. Because in the PC version, for example, one of the greatest difficulty about exploring is that you don't have these straight corridors, let's say, to follow, but you have an open world map. You can go wherever you want and it's pretty easy to lose your way. Also in the PCVR version there is only one giant map, while here in the Quest or PSVR 2 version you have small areas that reproduce the most important points of the PCVR version map, but as if they are in a little version. And also there is a loading between an area and another one. For example, here, as you can see, I'm about to go into another area, so there is a loading, and if I go back to the place where I was before, there is another loading screen, and here I am again. Now, I don't want to say the PCVR version is better than the Quest or the PSVR 2, because I think the two games, because we are talking absolutely about two different games, I think one game, the PC version, is for a certain kind of player. For example, for those fanatics about survival genre, for those who loves complex mechanics for building, surviving, and for those who want a hardcore surviving experience. So let's say the PCVR version, it's like a simulator, okay? It's like a surviving simulator where you can also play the story mode. While I think if you want a more relaxed and simplified experience, and overall if you want to enjoy the story mode version without going crazy roaming around in the map trying to understand where to go, and if you are not a lover of hardcore survival game, well, I think you should prefer the Quest or the PSVR 2 version. I have to say though that there is only one thing that makes me feel very upset about the PSVR 2 version, and it's the graphic, because I expected a huge leap forward in the graphic, but unfortunately I have to tell you I don't see so much difference from the Quest to the PSVR 2 version. Textures are anyway low quality, elements are squared also in the PSVR 2 version. The only difference is a higher distance in field of view on the PSVR 2 version and a more intense bloom, more shadows, more lights, but the graphic quality, well, let's say it's the same, and that's a sin. Just one last thing, I'm sorry to say, but I am pretty sure I think comparative mode will arrive maybe on PCVR version, while Quest 2 and PSVR 2 version will not get cooperative mode, and that's a sin. Well, that's it. I just told you about the main difference between the PCVR version Quest 2 and PSVR 2 version of Green Hell VR. I told you what will be the better version for you in base of what kind of player you are. So if you like a more hardcore experience, go for the PCVR version, but if you would like to play a simplified version, then go for the Quest 2 or the PSVR 2 version. Of course, if you have PS5 and PSVR 2, go for the PSVR 2 version just because it's a little better in graphics, but everything else is exactly the same. Well, I hope you found this video very useful and informative, because I perfectly understand that the two games can look like exactly the same. Green Hell VR PCVR version, Green Hell VR Quest 2 and PSVR 2 version. Even if they have the same name, actually they are completely different. And now you know why. Again, before I leave you, I suggest you to go watch the video I did in the PCVR version and see the difference, because I am in the same exact spot, and see how bigger is PCVR version and how many more things you can do in the PCVR version. Thank you for watching the full video. Like, share, subscribe and ring the bell. Support the channel using the super thanks button. Let me know if you want to see more about Green Hell VR. See you next one, and see ya in VR. Stay safe, riff raff.